Hello, hello, Angelique. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you're doing well. We'll get started here in just a moment. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Let's find a resonating frequency here for the live and what we will be talking about. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Nehru, and we are going to be discussing this live discernment, aka your intuition, aka that gut feeling. We are going to be discussing discernment, discerning you, your journey, discerning the hearts and intents of those who come to you, those who approach you. Discernment. Some of these ways in which we can discern are obvious, others are not so obvious. We will be taking a look at the current energy here, okay, after discussing the topic. Okay, the topic. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. If you were able to tune in to the live a short while ago on the Aquarian Gospel of Yeshua, thank you so much for tuning in to that. That is, we cover a canonical text every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we cover a canonical text. I am in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, and it is 10:37 Sunday evening. 10:37 Sunday evening. That's a 10:10. That's a 10:10. 10:37. 3 plus 7, 10:10. 10:10. Could be something about a Libra. 10:10. Something about justice for your journey. We all want justice, right? We all want justice in whatever ways we've been wronged, okay? We all want justice. As I look at the devil, okay? We all want justice, all right? Behind the devil, we have the sun card, right behind the devil. So after the dark, there is light. After the dark, there is light. What happens when the earth rotates around on the dawn? After the darkness, okay? So, thank you so much for tuning in. As I mentioned, my name is Nehru. I am a spirit guide, Gaia Beacon, an Egyptian shamanic bloodline, born on the 333rd day of the year during the last lunar eclipse of 1974. That is a divine feminine eclipse life portal. Okay. Solar eclipses are masculine eclipses. Okay. You also could discover, or may have already discovered, that you were birthed this lifetime into the 3D, into the earth, during a divine feminine eclipse or a divine masculine eclipse, during one of those life portals or light portals. And so before we get started in talking about discernment, we always like to thank our public subscribers, those who have public YouTube accounts that subscribe to the channel. So we do have a few, okay? So I do like to give shout outs to them. Lathina Fears 1981, could be something about 1981 or 18. Lathina Fears 1981, thank you so much for tuning in. Angelique Humbird, okay? Angelique Humbird, thank you so much for tuning in. Confusion Fuzz, thank you so much for tuning in. And Hasayan, thank you so much for tuning in, okay? So let's talk for a little bit about discernment, okay? Discernment. And again, discernment goes by many names. Okay? Intuition, gut feeling. Okay? You ever been in a situation? Hello, thank you so much for tuning in. Okay? You ever been in a situation you're like, I knew that was going to happen, or I knew that, or something along those lines? Whatever that was that you ignored at that time, and then later on you said, I knew that that was going to happen, or I knew that that was, okay? Often that is your intuition. Sometimes it's your manifesting that says, I knew that. Okay. So how do you determine if you are being deceived? How do you determine if someone's coming to you with good intentions? Okay. How do you determine the intents of the heart? How do you determine that? That's what we're going to be speaking about for a moment. Okay. Hello, thank you so much for tuning in, Lakeisha. Okay. Good to see you. And so the intents of the heart, discerning the intents of the heart. Sometimes the intents of the heart, these are obvious things. Okay. Often I say discernment, or your intuition is the least utilized tool in your toolbox. Okay? Discernment, the least utilized tool in your toolbox. Okay? And the reason is because so many end up going around the same mulberry bush over and over and over again, and they wonder why their life continues to trip up. Okay? Why they continue to trip over the same thing over and over and over again. It is because they fail to utilize their intuition. They fail to acknowledge what their intuition is trying to show them, what their intuition is trying to incite to them, speak to them, show them. Synchronicities. Okay? Synchronicities. We're going to take a look at the angel number 820. Okay? But synchronicities, why is it that so many ignore their intuition, that gut feeling? Many times investigators, those who work in law enforcement, they say, I just had a gut feeling that they were telling me the truth. I just had a gut feeling something was off about them. I just had a gut feeling. This is their intuition, even if that law enforcement official does not recognize it as divine intuition or divine speaking to them. Even if they do not recognize it as that, that is what it is. So What are some obvious ways? So let's say, for instance, and I used this example in an esoteric conversation with someone the other day. Uh, let's say, for instance, you meet someone new. Okay? They are interested in you initially, and you are interested in them initially. And you all set up a date, an activity, time to spend together. And you get all the plans together, they get all the plans together, you coordinate times and schedules and that sort of thing. And then suddenly they call you and they tell you, I can't make it, and you're already dressed, you're already ready to go, you're about to walk out of the house, you could even be on your way to the event or to the location for wherever you're going to be spending this time, or had intended to spend this time with this individual. Suddenly they call you up and they say, you know what, I can't make it, I got to do such and such and such. Okay? And there's a difference between a reason and an excuse. We'll discuss that because that coincides with discernment. So that individual most often is wasting your time. That is a ghosting energy. When someone makes plans with you and then they abruptly cancel at the last minute. When I was a business owner in the U.S., hello, Betty. Thank you so much for tuning in. When I was a business owner in the U.S., one of my pet peeves was someone not showing up and calling me to let them know that they were not showing up. So I would often drive to my clients' locations or drive to meet my client somewhere, meet at a restaurant, meet somewhere to discuss their tax situation, as I was a tax accountant. And so meeting with them to discuss their tax situation or tax strategies, but they wouldn't call me ahead of time and let me know that they're not going to be there. They wouldn't show up. They wouldn't send an email. There's so many avenues and ways that you can communicate with someone today that there really is no excuse. They don't have to stop and find a cell phone. Find a payphone. They don't have to do that today. Okay? Certainly not in the U.S. I don't know what percentage of U.S. residents have a cell phone, but it's pretty high. Okay? So there was no excuse, and that was one of my pet peeves. People scheduling things with me and then not showing up, because that's a disrespect of your time. That is a disrespect of your time. Same thing if someone is severely late. They're 20 minutes late to a meeting. That is a disrespect of your time. So, using your discernment to discern this individual that you had, schedule this date with, set this time aside for, going through the process of getting yourself together. Perhaps you needed to find a babysitter for the children, a sitter for the children, going through all of these processes only to find out that they're not showing up. They didn't show up. They may have called. They may have called at the last minute. They may have not called or may have and just not shown up. Okay? So an obvious way that you are being deceived. That is an obvious way that you are being deceived. So I have mentioned before the difference between a reason and an excuse. The difference between a reason and an excuse. And I'm speaking to this because it, like I said, it coincides with discerning the intentions of another. So an excuse is an answer given to cover up the truth. An answer given to cover up the truth. And any lie is deception. Any lie is deception. You ask me, where did I just come from? And I say the store, when in actuality, I just came from here's a her place, ding dong. I just came from, I don't know, some other place other than the store. That is a lie, okay? And I am attempting to deceive you, okay? So when your intuition goes off, your discernment says they're lying. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your gut feeling, because that gut feeling is the true guidance system. That gut feeling is the true guidance system. Okay? And so what is it? What is a reason? A reason is a legitimate answer. A legitimate answer. And I like to use the example of traffic. Someone who's habitually late to work, that's not a reason. Someone who's habitually late to work has excuses. Excuses. Okay? And so, having been in the military, I often use military slang, slogan, military sayings, and whatever else, okay? And this one isn't necessarily the military, but it is often said, and as far as excuses are concerned, okay, that they are like a-holes. We all have one, okay? Right? So, again, excuses and reasons are not the same. Discerning between the two will help you smooth out your journey and determine who really truly is for your good and who really truly is just out to deceive and manipulate you, who's functioning in narcissistic behavior. Your discernment will help you to do this. When you start meditating, your discernment gets sharper. When you start to meditate, your discernment gets sharper. Okay? So you become as a energetic bloodhound. Okay? You become an energetic bloodhound, and you're able to quickly sniff out those that are being truthful and those that are being deceitful. Discernment and meditating, becoming that energetic bloodhound. Immediately, I can call you out. Immediately, okay, I can call you out and determine whether or not you are lying to me or you are deceiving me. Okay? And so, as I stated, that is the most underutilized tool in the toolbox or in the tool chest. Discernment. Thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, Divine Source, I speak against any and all frequency blockages. We are still in a Mercury retrograde. Any frequency blockages of this channel, those who are tuning in and meant to tune in, open up the airways, frequencies, whatever that means, internet access, open those things up and remove those blockages so that those that you want to hear this message, tune in, chime in, speak up, ask their questions, whatever it happens to be. You can ask your questions. Okay? You can ask your questions. And yeah, thank you so much, ancestors. And again, Divine Source, I am here doing the will of you who has sent me. So I expect full protection. All right. So, any questions on discernment? Any questions on how to better this? Any questions on how to better utilize this? How to pay attention to it? Any questions on those things? Okay. Some of you could be empaths. Okay. That is another tool in your discernment toolbox. Empaths, being an empathic spirit. Okay. How do you know if you're an empath? Divine is wanting me to share. One of the indications is since you go to a social event, and whenever you go to a social event or are in large crowds, you need to go home. You feel like you need to take a break. You feel like you're drained, okay? Not because you've talked to everybody, not because you're shaking hands and kissing babies, not because you're involved in that type of activity, but because the energy that you absorb as a high empath, okay? In those situations, an indicator of you being a high level empath, okay? Okay? Confirmation, Lakeisha. Hello, Bliss. Yeah. Okay. How to tell the difference between a partner, let me grab the phone here so I can read this. I need to turn the lighting up on the phone so I can read these. Okay. So Bliss, yeah, asked, oh, wait, before Bliss's question, someone else asked a question, okay? And thank you so much for tuning in, Elizabeth, okay? How to tell the difference between anxiety and intuition? Ooh, that's a very good question. That's a very good question. So, how to tell the difference? Thank you, Elizabeth, for tuning in. I don't know if this is your first time, but if so, you have been divinely guided here to this collective, and thank you so much for tuning in. How to tell the difference between anxiety and intuition. Okay? So anxiety is a fear mechanism. A fear mechanism. Anxiety. Okay? So you have a big test coming up. Okay? And you didn't study. You know you're not prepared. You could feel anxiety as you walk into the classroom or walk into the wherever to take this test. Medical test, bar exam, whatever, end of semester exam, whatever it happens to be. We've all been through some type of formal schooling. So you didn't study for the exam, so you might deal with a little anxiety about that, depending on how significant the test is, probably. So you have anxiety about that, okay? Your intuition is letting you know you have anxiety because you did not study. Okay? You have anxiety because you did not prepare. Intuition is not based on fear. Intuition is an inner knowing. So, if you're feeling anxiety, Elizabeth, ask yourself in those situations and in those moments, I should say, in those moments, is this fear-based, or am I trying to tell myself something? Is my inner voice trying to tell me something? Okay? Because anxiety is fear-based and intuition is guidance. Okay? And there's a significant difference there. All right? So if you're worried about someone coming to your house, concerned about someone coming to your house, concerned about meeting someone, all of those things are fear-based unless the individual who you are about to meet, you are being told no and you still go forward with it. Or you're being told to move forward with this type of opportunity or move in this direction, but you do not. Ignoring your intuition causes anxiety. Thank you, Divine Source. Ignoring your intuition causes anxiety. Okay? And so, yeah. Okay? So know the difference. Feel the difference between anxiety and your intuition speaking. Okay? And again, anxiety is fear-based, Elizabeth. So when you ignore your intuition, that's when anxiety typically pops up. Okay? All right. And Bliss, yeah. Thank you so much for tuning in, Bliss, yeah. Okay. How to tell the difference between a partner who is actually a real, articulating a real vision and a fraud who is, who is faking, okay? And they want to derail you from your highest path. How to discern the difference between a high vibrational partner and a low vibrational partner. Okay? So there are a couple of ways, and again, a couple of simple ways. If someone doesn't have enough time to spend with you, if they make up excuses as to why they cannot spend time with you, if they have time to do all these other activities, they have time to play golf, they have time to hang out with their boys, with their girlfriends, they have time to hang out with any and everybody else, to go to all of these social events, they have time to do all of those things, but they do not have time for you or do not have significant time for you, that is an indicator that this person is just out to use you and string you along. Other indicators: if someone tells you, and again, these are very simplistic examples, divine source, if there's a deeper example, definitely let me know that, okay? But simplistic example number two, if you know that someone says that they're working late, and your intuition, your discernment says, go see if they're working late. Okay? Not because you don't trust them, but because this is the fifth time. Hola, baby boo. What's up, sunshine? What is going on? I hope you're doing well. Okay? I hope you're doing well. All right? So you're not paranoid, but this is the fifth time that they've told you that they're working late. Bliss, yeah. So your intuition says, go take a look and see if they're working late. You go by the office, you don't see their vehicle there, okay? And this is 20 minutes after they told you that they were going to be staying at the office and working late. Your intuition told you that. You go by there and you see their vehicle is not there. Well, if they're working late, where are they? Right? Okay. I remember, I'm going to give some personal examples. Thank you so much, baby boo. All right. It's good to have your energy in the collective. Okay. I'm going to give you some personal examples of some things that could fly over your head. Okay. So I remember when I was dating a karmic lover, and I was listening to a spiritual song, and the name of this, the title of this song, it's most known as the Spirit Song. Okay. Oh, let the Son of God enfold you with his spirit and his love. Okay. Let him fill your heart and satisfy your soul. Oh, let him have the things that hold you and his spirit like a dove. Okay. Will descend upon your life and make you whole. I'm listening to this song and others. I'm listening to this song and we're both in the bathroom getting ready to go somewhere. And she says, I don't like those songs you listen to. Excuse me? You don't like a song that talks about, oh, let the Son of God enfold you with their spirit and their love. Let him fill your heart with joy and love and satisfy your soul. Oh, let him have the things that hold you and his spirit like a dove. You don't like that? Oh, okay. You know what I mean? So bliss, yeah. That was an indicator. That was an indicator. She was really not who she said she was. She was really not who she said she was. Another instance, I was homeless, okay? And sick at this time, but I don't think I had started dialysis. And again, that was done by witchcraft. I don't think I had started dialysis, but I was very, very sick at this time, and I was starting to lose a lot of weight. And I remember someone had invited me to sleep on their couch, okay, instead of sleeping in my car. And they ended up putting me out. They ended up putting me out. Okay? And they ended up putting me out because I got mad at their sister, who was also living with them, who would come into the kitchen at 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm asleep on the couch. Everybody else has a room where a door can be shut and close out noise. And she would come up in there and she would be slamming the refrigerator door, making all kinds of noise. And I am an extremely light sleeper, thanks to the military. Okay. extremely light sleeper. And so I brought this to their attention. Well, that woman got mad and she put me out, and I ended up back in my car. Okay? But yet that woman told me that she loved me. You don't love me. You don't. If you put somebody out on the streets and they are already not doing well health-wise, simply because they're going to you saying, hey, can you talk to your sister about slamming things at 2 o'clock in the morning because I'm here on the couch trying to sleep? She didn't love me. She really didn't. Okay? And so those are two different women. Okay? And so paying attention to the obvious, most oftentimes it's the obvious that is ignored, Bliss, yeah. It's the obvious things that are ignored. I had a conversation with a woman the other day. She was talking to me about her daughter. Her daughter is 38 years old. And she told me that her daughter calls her every time she is abused by this man. I don't recall if they're married or if they just live together. She said this man threw a beer can, hit her daughter in the head with it. This man physically abuses her daughter, mistreats her daughter, and her daughter calls her every time crying wolf. But her daughter will not leave this man. At 38 years old, her daughter will not leave this man. I told her that you need to remove yourself from that situation and stop allowing your daughter to suck you into those situations. She said about that situation when that daughter told her that he threw a beer bottle at her or a beer can at her and hit her in the head. She went over to the house, and when she got to the house, the daughter told her, no, 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 Mom, don't say anything. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. So why did you call me? Okay. So many of the indicators, Bliss, yeah, are obvious indicators about who's the upright individual, the high vibrational who has your greatest intentions at heart, okay, and good intentions for you, and the low vibrational energy that does not. A man or a woman who lies to you, they do not have your high. Even once, listen to me, everybody, even one time, a man or a woman that lies to you, even once, they do not have your highest intentions at heart. You have suspicions about your mother not being your mother or your father not being your father, and you ask them to take a DNA test. Why would I take a DNA test? Why wouldn't you? If I know as a male being that I contributed to a child's birth, I have no problem raising my hand, pissing in a cup, giving blood, whatever it is needed. I have no problem with that. Why would I want to hide that? Why would I not want confirmation and want them to feel comfort knowing, oh, okay, yep, they are my mother, they are my father. Obvious things, obvious things, Bliss, yeah. Okay? So, many of those things are ignored because discernment is not used. Intuition is not used. That gut feeling is ignored. Okay? So, if everything looks good, the way that they're speaking, the next thing Divine is leading me to say, pay attention to their actions, because people can be giving you word magic all day long. Word magic all day long. Okay? This is why the deeds of a man are judged and not their words. This is why the deeds of a woman are judged and not their words. Because I can give you word magic all day long. Oh yeah, Bliss, I love you. You're the only one. It's just me and you. But if you drive by the office 20 minutes after I said I was going to be working late and I'm not there, and you see other vehicles still there, where am I? Where am I? Okay? So, don't pay attention to the word magic. Hello, Kim, KT. Don't pay attention to the word magic. Pay attention to the deeds. You can listen to what they say, but watch what they do. Watch what they do. I can tell you I love you all day long, but if I'm beating your ass, I don't love you. You hearing what I'm saying? You hearing what I'm saying? Okay? All right? Addicts, people with substance abuse, someone who says they love you, but they are your drug supplier. Okay? So they keep giving you the pills. They know you dealt with alcoholism. So what do? They buy alcohol every day. They bring alcoholic beverages home every day. That individual is not trying to help you heal. We're talking about how to discern from a high vibrational individual who has your highest intentions at heart and a low vibrational being who's just there to manipulate, deceive, kill, steal, and destroy. So, if they know you deal with, I don't know, bad eating habits, but all they do is go to Taco Bell every day and all they want you to do is order pizzas every day and all they want you to do is eat KFC every day, if that's all they want you to do, and you've already expressed to them that you're working your health, you're trying to be better about those things, but they keep feeding you garbage from these garbage places, they don't love you and they don't have your highest, purest, true intentions at heart. They don't. Okay? Hello, all right, all right, all right. Okay? So, yeah, paying attention to those things, their deeds more than their words. Do their words match their deeds? Okay? Because again, I can say I love you all day long, but if I'm kicking your ass, I don't love you. Okay? I don't. Same thing with children. Same thing with children. Okay? I can tell my kids all day I love them, but if I'm lying to them, deceiving them, parents think it's okay to lie to their kids. Parents really do think this, but they don't want their parents lying to them. Parents think it's okay to lie to their kids, but they wouldn't want their parents lying to them, and they didn't like it when their parents did lie to them. But they carry that bloodline disease, dis-ease on when they have children. Hello, the rebirth of wisdom. Good to see you. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Same thing with the children. If I love my children, I'm going to be honest with them, even if that honesty stings. Okay. I told my daughter, who will be 30 this year, I told my daughter one time when she was a teenager, I told her, I said, I know that you want me to have your back in everything you do. I know you want me to be supportive, and I am in every way. Okay. Also, I had a dream about her brother that I'm going to share. And I said, I am supportive. I said, but what I am not, I said, is I will not lie for you. I said, I will be your Superman. And I used that term specifically. I said, I can be your Superman. I said, but I won't lie for you. She expected me when she was a teenager. She expected me to lie for her. She expected me to cover up for her. She expected me to lie to her mother about her. Or what she was doing or whatever. She expected me to cover up things for her. I love you too much to do that. I'm not going to sit there and lie to your mother about whatever happened at the house, whatever you did, why you left the house, why you whatever. I'm not going to, no, absolutely not. Okay? But she expected me to. So, even with the children, don't lie to them. Okay? Don't lie to your children. Don't deceive your children. Okay? You, mothers and fathers out there, are the first teacher of the children, not the formal education system. You are the first teacher of the child that you've brought into this lifetime. You are. So, be honest with them. Be honest with them. You're going through a divorce or separation, talk to your children about that. Don't just tell them daddy went on a vacation. Okay? Daddy will be back soon. And then 5 years later, they're still not back and they're older. The child is older. Now they're like, daddy never came back. Whatever happened to daddy? Mommy went on to another relationship. Daddy went on to another relationship and mommy never came back. Don't lie to your kids. Tell them the truth. Tell them the truth. Okay? So, yeah. Just a few examples, Bliss, yeah, about how we can discern between upright energy and upside down energy. Okay? All right. What's up, Sherry? What's up, Sunshine? What's up, Sunshine? Okay? Continue to do your cord cutting work. Okay? That's for everyone. Continue to do your cord cutting work. All right? All right? It works wonders. It works wonders. So, any other questions concerning discernment? Discernment. Okay? Bliss asked the question, how do you discern between an upright partner and someone who's deceiving you? I gave several examples. And again, also encouraging you to be honest and upright. You can't expect your children to do as you say. Again, word magic, that is word magic, and not as you do. You can't expect your children to do that. Danny, okay? Danny, I'm going to give you 30 seconds. 30 seconds, Danny, to get your ass out of my room. I'm going to give you 30 seconds. 30 seconds, Danny. Okay? Outstanding, Sherry. Outstanding, Sherry. Okay? Outstanding. Okay? So, yeah. Hello, Melissa. Thank you so much for tuning in. Danny, you have 15 seconds to get out of my room, out of this collective, or I will kick you out. Or I will kick you out. Okay? 8 seconds, Danny. 8 seconds. 8 seconds. Some of you could be dealing with the karmic Daniel, Danny, Dan, okay, Danielle, Daniela. Some of you could be dealing with the karmic DAN something, okay? DAN something. Dancer. They could be a dancer, okay? Stripper, dancer. Yep. Cord cutting works miracles. Cord cutting works miracles. For those of you who are wondering what Sherry is talking about. So, Sherry reached out to me and she wanted to have a conversation despite the enemy's efforts to impede and stop that conversation. It still happened, okay? And during that conversation, she told me about her journey and she's dealing with some serious things, not to say that anyone else isn't, okay? But she's dealing with some serious things. And so, let me kick Danny out of the room. All right. And so, during our Zoom esoteric conversation, I had her get a piece of paper. I got a piece of paper. I had her listen to you. One of you might want to do this. One of you might need to do this. Got a piece of paper, wrote her name on it, her date of birth, okay, her karmic father's name on it, and his date of birth. And we took a pair of scissors, and as we were cutting this piece of paper, separating these two energetically, divine source, I cut and remove from my energy any and all, and say that individual's name, cut and remove them from my energy once, forever, and always. Cut away. You take that piece of paper, okay, with your name and birth date on it, first, middle, last name, their name on it, first, middle, last name. After you do this cord cutting with these scissors, separating these two names on this piece of paper, and you place crystals on your name, the piece of side of the piece of paper that has your name, and on their name, that piece of paper, you burn it, okay, and flush those ashes down the toilet, or you place that piece of paper in the refrigerator. And by the way, Sherry, keep that piece of paper in the freezer, not the refrigerator, in the freezer, and you place it in there for 7 days. I did not mention that. 7 days, Sherry. Okay, so keep that piece of paper with that name on it in the freezer. Keep it in the freezer for 7 days. That is one way to cut karmic energy out of your life. It could be a father that others of you need to cut out of your life. As soon as we did that, there was an overwhelming sense of love that just came over that live, or that it was a Zoom meeting, okay? Instantaneous, okay? And Sherry was like, wow, I feel, wow. You know, it was just instantaneous. As soon as we cut that away, placed that name in the freezer, because she could not set it, you know, she could not have an open flame where she is, okay? Immediately, blockages started to be lifted. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, okay? We wrestle not against flesh and blood. So, yeah. By the way, Bliss, yeah, if this is your first time tuning in, every relationship that you've had, that you've given some to, we grown, so we can have grown folks conversations. Every relationship that you've had, that you've given some to, Bliss, yeah, is a spiritual marriage. You need to cut all of those out. You need to cut all of those out of your sacral energy. All of them. Whatever measures you decide to take. Okay? Whatever spiritual cord cutting rituals you decide to do, you need to cut off, divorce spiritually, every last one of them. And that is what happens when you do sacral cleansing. You spiritually divorce every man or woman that you've ever been romantically, sexually involved with. Okay? So, some of you still have 15, 16, 17 men or women hanging on to your sacral. You need to cut them out. You need to spiritually divorce them, and that is how you do that, by cleansing your sacral. Okay? Celibacy is one of the 3 necessities to become your highest, purest, truest self. Celibacy. The other 2, meditation and isolation, or hermit mode. Okay? Or hermit mode. Okay? Hope everyone's enjoying their Sunday wherever you are. Feel free to let me know where you're tuning in from. Okay? Any other questions? Okay? Also, I had a conversation with someone. Again, I'm sharing, okay? As divine source is leading me. I had a conversation recently with someone. They said they still have the wedding ring that their ex gave them. They were unfaithful to them. They mistreated them. Get rid of everything that any ex has ever given you. It could be furniture. Get rid of it. I did it. Get rid of it. As soon as your eye is opened, third eye, as soon as your eye is opened and you begin to see the truth, your discernment is turned on about them, you empathically discern that they are not for your good, not for your highest intent, you need to get rid of everything. You don't need to just put them out of the house. You don't need to just move. That's not enough. That's not enough. You are a spirit being first. You need to get rid of everything they gave you. Everything they gave you. Okay? I'd be willing to be homeless before I allowed myself to be energetically trapped by someone that I was in a sacral relationship with. I would rather be homeless. Okay? I would rather be jobless before I let me be entangled with someone who is not for my good, okay? Just for the sake of comfort. just for the sake of comfort. They bring a paycheck, you bring a paycheck. I need their side of the money in order to pay my rent. I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Stay where you are. Stay where you are then. Okay? Hello, Christine. Okay? Okay? Be safe, Christine. Okay? Be safe. All right? So, we have the angel number 1616 out here. 1441. All right. Any other questions as we pull angel numbers? 15 in the room and 18 likes. Thank you so much, everyone, for the love. It is 11:25 in the evening here in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. Saigon, formerly Saigon. Saigon, Vietnam. Okay. Anything else from the angel numbers, Divine? Thank you so much, Aravat, for all that you show us. 2020. We know what kind of year on earth 2020 was. Okay? That was a hermit year. Okay? All right? That was also a year for mass executions. Okay? By the governments at large all around the world because of COVID-19. That was also a year of mass executions. Mass executions due through a virus that man planted and allowed to, what's the word I'm looking for? Allowed to perpetuate, okay? 2020. You could be seeing something clearly, okay? You could be seeing something clearly. 2020 here represents compassion, all right? Someone asked about the angel number 820. I mentioned at the beginning of this live that we would look into the angel number 820. So they are in the room. So we are going to do that. The angel number 820. Okay. August 20th. August 20th. And 1616. Okay. That is 8. And we have 20. And 0220, okay? Which is 2020, just seen a different way, carrying a slightly different energy, okay? So, angel number 820, okay? And again, thank you so much for tuning in. If you would like to schedule an esoteric conversation with me, feel free to do so by sending me an email at or to Nehru, that's N like November, EHRUPTAH @gmail.com. Nehru Patah @gmail.com. Those esoteric conversations are done via Zoom. Okay? Are done via Zoom. All right? Okay, so two different things for the angel number 820, August 20th. 8-2 is a 10, completion. We are in the year of 10. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 6 is a 10 also. The year of the horse. Okay, we are in the year of the horse. First equinox for 2010 is, or 2010, first equinox for 2026 is 320. That is also the end of the winter solstice for the northern hemisphere and the beginning of spring for the southern hemisphere on this planet. That is the end of summer and the beginning of fall for the southern hemisphere. Equinox. Equinox. That is also the last day of this current Mercury retrograde. 320 is going to be a busy, energetic day. I wish you all well. 320 is going to be a very busy day energetically. I wish you all well. All right? So 820, okay, let's talk about the twin flame context of this verse, okay? All right. So 820, we have 4/4, right? That could be someone's birthday, April 4th. Okay. This connection speaks to stability, harmony, and spiritual alignment. It encourages balance between material needs and spiritual growth. Material needs and spiritual growth, balance between these two, indicating that your twin flame journey is supported by the universe and that positive changes are arriving to strengthen your union. Not everybody here is meant to be on a twin flame journey. A divine love journey perhaps, but not a twin flame journey for everyone. That term gets used loosely, okay? A twin flame is a one of a kind. A twin flame is a one of a kind. That is even higher than a divine love partner. Okay? A twin flame. All right? A twin flame journey. Okay? All right? For outside of a twin flame journey, the angel number 820 symbolizes a message, again, balance, positivity, okay? It encourages trusting, divine guidance. We're talking about divine support. It signifies that you are supported by the universe, angels encouraging you to have faith in your current path, and positive changes are unfolding. Positive changes are unfolding. Abundance. The number 8 is strongly associated with the material abundance and success of your journey, while 2 brings balance and 0 amplifies the energy of the numbers it appears with, promising a balance of inflow of resources. Also, it relates to inner wisdom. Inner wisdom. It encourages trusting your intuition. We're talking about discernment and inner wisdom to guide your decisions, ensuring you stay on the desired path. You know, I look at a lot of quotes, you know, just in my daily journey. I look at a lot of quotes, okay? And a lot of these quotes, a lot of the wisdom quotes, wise quotes, they speak to self-reassurance, okay? And how the quiet spirit, the one who spends the majority of their time alone, okay? So when you have personal time on your own, you're not looking to go partying, they embrace solitude. One of the questions that I ask AI is, why is it that it's easy for me to embrace celibacy, easy for me, and I did say me, why is it easy for me to embrace celibacy, solitude? Why is it easy for me to be by myself? Why is it difficult for others? And AI gave some answers along the lines of, because of something dealing with self-confidence. So someone who is not reaching out to someone else to assure them of who they are. I don't need anyone else to tell me who I am. I don't need anyone else to tell me how I am. I don't need anyone else to tell me I look good or I look bad. I don't need anybody to tell me I'm having a bad hair day. That would be tough for me to do today. But I don't need anybody to tell me anything about myself. I'm confident in what I hear, okay? Spiritually, I'm confident in what I see, okay? And I'm confident in paying attention to what divine source is revealing to me, the dreams, visions, or what have you. So the need to look outside of yourself is a falsity. The need to look outside of yourself is a falsity. You don't need to tell a priest all of your dark secrets. You do not need to confess your sins to anybody. You do not need to do that. You do not need to do that. Okay? And so, confirmation on the 2020 for you, Christine. Okay? So, That is why it's been so easy for me to embrace whatever it is that I have chosen to embrace that encapsulates celibacy, the hermit mode, not reaching outside of myself for answers. I don't talk to anyone else. Generally speaking, I don't talk to anyone else on a daily basis outside of these lives. I say hi to people, the people I'm renting a hotel room from here in Vietnam. I speak to them. Hello, whatever. But I don't have ongoing conversations with anyone on the daily basis outside of these lives. The majority of my time today, every day, is spent just me, divine source, my spirit guides, my ancestors, because there's no need for me to look outside of myself. Everything is within you. Everything that you need is within you. And I'm not saying quit your job and all that sort of thing. That's not what I'm speaking to. I said when you have the opportunity to be in solitude, you're not in panic mode, anxiety mode, reaching out, trying to find somebody to spend time with because you are not at peace being by yourself. Okay? So, yeah. All right? Also, one of you, okay, have prompted me to do something that I have been contemplating for a minute, okay? And you were the energetic push, okay? So I am going to start offering Reiki healing sessions, okay? I do have a Reiki healing certification. I've healed myself long before I got a Reiki healing certification. I healed this physical body of so much shit I couldn't even begin to tell you, or I could only begin to tell you the list, okay? So, I received the first request. That was something that I was considering. Divine, when is the right time to start offering that service? When is divine timing to open that up to you? Okay? And divine sources said, oh yeah, absolutely, Christine. Okay? And divine sources said, through that being, divine sources said, now is the time. So I will, moving forward, in addition to esoteric conversations that we can have privately one-on-one, you can also schedule a Reiki healing session with me. And yeah, okay. Those fees differ, vary based on the amount of time, okay? So it could be a 30-minute Reiki healing session, a 1-hour Reiki healing session. It could be a weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly Reiki healing, did I say certification? Or Reiki healing session, okay? So that's all up to your discretion, okay? And so, yeah, let's take a look at these angel numbers here. Let's take a look. 1616 did come out in reverse. Let me show you these numbers just so you can jot them down or what have you, okay? Okay, these are the angel numbers. Okay. And again, 1616 came out in reverse. That is significant, so we'll take a look at that. But we'll use our discernment to determine what that actually means. So, readjustments. Your level of self-control is sufficient to make things right. On the horizon is the possibility of beginning a new romantic or platonic friendship, as well as a chance to begin life anew with the person from one's past. Everything will fall into place. On this card, it actually says fall to pieces. And this is definitely speaking of anyone that you reconnect with from this lifetime. My warning is to never, ever, 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 accept someone back from this lifetime that you have cut off in your romantic journey. Never. I can't say ever enough. Never, ever, 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 ever. Ever, never, never accept them back. You can forgive them, and you don't even have to send them a message to know that. You don't, or to do that. You don't have to call them, okay? Do not ever, okay? Because as this card says, the last sentence says, everything will fall to pieces if you accept that past this lifetime love back. For some of you, this is a past life love. Yeah, never, okay? Never, just like Noel said, never, okay? Yes, don't, do not. Tamara, you cash money, girl. Tamara, you cash money, girl. You cash money. Don't you know? You cash money. What's cash money? Cash money is the most sought after thing on this planet. You cash money, girl. And not everyone deserves you. And certainly not someone who mistreated you from the past. You cash money, Tamara. You cash money, girl. Not for the cheap at heart. Not for the cheap at heart. Nope. Cash money, Tamara. Cash money, girl. Okay? So, no past loves from this lifetime. And again, could be someone from a past life. Okay? From a previous incarnation. That's possible. Yeah, that's possible. But not this lifetime. Not this lifetime. Okay? So long. I just got so long, farewell. Okay? Yeah, absolutely, Tamara. So long, farewell. Okay? So long and farewell. Readjustments. Some of you might need to readjust. Okay? To fully accepting no one from this past life, no one from this life in your past. Do not open the door. Do not crack the window open. Do not. Okay, again, you can forgive them without even communicating to them. You can just talk to Divine Source. Let your ancestors know, I forgive them, and it's time for me to move on. I forgive them, and it's time for me to move on. I give away any and everything they gave me. I sell it, I pawn it, whatever. Okay? Give it away. Okay? Just give it away. Okay? Yep, same thing with family, Ebony. Same thing with family. Okay? All right? So, next angel number, 1441, for unique skills. We're talking about life goals, mission, sense of self. We're talking about honesty and important progress. Important. Oh, said progress. Projects. Progress. There we go. Okay. It's that time of immense development. Intense and immense development. Focus your mind on your craft. Your craft. That's not witchcraft. Focus your mind on your craft at this time. You already have what it takes to succeed. What have I been saying? It's already in you. Okay? Yep, confirmation, the rebirth of wisdom. Okay? It's already in you. Divine Source is having me. I've spoken through or spoken to energetically Tamara about being cash money. That is the most highly sought after thing on this earth. Okay? The most valuable thing on this earth is cash money. Tamara. Yeah. The rebirth of wisdom, the reason why I just reiterated that is the rebirth of wisdom, a delight. A delight. A delight. Divine Source is having me speak to individuals directly at this time a delight, a delight, a delight, okay? A delight, a delight, okay? Oh, your favorite show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Always good to see you. What's up, Candy? It's been a minute. What's up, Candy? It's been a minute, okay? So now is the time for intense development. Focus on your craft. Focus on your craft, whatever your craft happens to be, okay? Spiritually or naturally, whatever your craft happens to be, that is part of the reason for hermit modes. So if you don't embrace your isolation and your hermit mode, you won't be able to polish up on your spiritual crafts, whatever those crafts are, or your earthly crafts. They won't be enhanced. Why? Because you're still too busy giving your energy away. That doesn't mean you're having intimate relations with anyone, but your attention, it's focused somewhere else that it shouldn't be when you do not embrace hermit mode. Okay? You already have what it takes to succeed, but practice makes you a master. It also serves to find your true purpose. Hermit mode. This card said it also serves to help find your true purpose. Your true purpose. Your true purpose. Thanks, Rebirth. Thank you. Okay? Leveling up in your career or business is of priority right now. So, for you divine masculines whose legacy is a financial wealth, and that is how you get your money, real estate investors, okay? I mentioned hedge fund managers, banking investors, inventors of things, okay? For the earth, to make the earth a more productive and better place for those who are here now and those to come after, okay? All right? Now is the time, Tamara. Now is the time. Is this your time tuning in, Tamara? Is this your first time? Often those who tune in for the first time, Divine Source gives a whole healthy heaping of confirmations, often for the first time. For those who tune in for the first time, they get tons of confirmations as a confirmation for, for them being in the right place at the right time. That has nothing to do with me. I am merely a vessel. That has nothing to do with me. Okay? Oh, okay. I thought I'd seen your name. I wasn't sure about the last name, Carter. Okay? I think we have another Tamara that tunes in from time to time. Or their name could be Tamara. I'm not sure. So, whatever those crafts are, those are literal crafts. Okay? Gardening and baking. Okay? And crocheting. Those are literal crafts. But whatever that is. Divine masculines, as I was saying. Inventors. Okay? Business moguls, whatever that is. And then for the divine feminines, these are males or females. Okay? A divine feminine isn't only a woman, and a divine masculine isn't only a male. Okay? So that's a lie. All right? Oops, sorry, the camera just moved. But that's a lie. All right? So, yeah. Okay? Time to focus on business. Okay? Love can wait. Believe it or not, love can wait. Oh, Tamara. Oh, it is Camera. Oh, it is Tamara. Oh, okay. And not Tamara. So it is Tamara. Camera. All right. Say cheese. Yep. Say cheese. All right. Because you cash money. Because you cash money. Because you cash money. All right. Really, Ebony? Really, Ebony? Oh, yes, it can. Divine love. Yeah. It can wait for divine timing. Divine love can wait for divine timing. Yeah. Okay. Just checking. Just checking, Ebony. Just checking, Ebony. Okay. Yes. But I want to honor who you really truly are, Tamara. Okay. The names that you have in the 3D collective, they are significant. Even though I was named after the warlock so that they could swap destinies with me, the names that they gave me, the first, middle, last name, means handsome, water, or canal twin. That's what first, middle, last name that they gave me, that warlock gave me, okay, that stole me from my daddy, all right? It means handsome, water, or canal twin. That's what the first, middle, last name means on earth for this being. Okay? So next we have 2020 came next. So we have 2020 for compassion. Compassion on yourself is necessary. Okay? Go easy on yourself. Okay? We've all made mistakes. Go easy on yourself. Forgive yourself. Before you forgive anybody, forgive yourself. We are often our hardest critics, and that's okay. I know I'm guilty of that. Being my harshest critic, okay? I'm looking at me, I'm like, man, what is, oh, looking at my, looking at us, what is, we are often our harshest critics, okay? I am guilty, okay? You can use that to your advantage, okay? To be sharper, okay? Do not use it to be a depressive type of thing, okay? You should never walk around like, oh, I suck. Oh, I hate me. You should never walk. That's horrible, terrible, okay? Not like that, okay? But you can use it to sharpen yourself. Yes. Wisdom and grace, rebirth. That's a great way to put it. Wisdom and grace. So you should forgive yourself. That should be the first being you should forgive, yourself. 2020, okay? It is a confirmation that your assumptions and beliefs are correct. We're talking about discernment at the beginning of this live. Assumptions. But it's also an encouragement to use your talents and gifts, okay? Because they will benefit the world and your pockets. We're talking about focusing on your craft. Focusing on your craft. Because they will benefit the world and your pockets. Be of service to others. Be of service to others. Your potential is enormous. Your potential is enormous. Collective, put it in the chat. My potential is enormous, and I will fulfill it. My potential is enormous, and I will fulfill it. My potential is enormous, and I will fulfill that potential. There will be nothing left on the shelf when I'm done. Nothing left on the shelf for me to do when I'm done. The shelf will be dusty, empty, cobwebs. There will be nothing left on the shelf for me to do. When I'm done, there'll be nothing left to do. I will have taken care of everything this lifetime, because I'm not coming back. Even if it's a better place in the future, I'm not coming back. This lifetime, everything will be completed for this one. Everything. Both the karmic side, the things that I need to heal within self, and whatever Akashic record journey I have. It will be fulfilled. Everything. My potential is enormous, and I will fulfill it. Confirmation, rebirth, okay? Christine. That's right. I will fulfill everything. Okay, again, that shelf will be empty. Someone could be a chef. Okay, rebirth said she bakes. Okay, so someone could be a baker, like the rebirth of wisdom, or a chef. I said chef a moment ago when I meant to say shelf. Okay? So we have act on your idea. Divine source right now for this collective is saying, now is the time to focus on business. Now is the time to focus on projects. Now is the time to not looking out the door saying, when is she going to show up? Where is he at? I'm lonely. Get out of that energy. In the name of Yeshua, get out of that energy. Get out of the energy of where are they? Why haven't I met them yet? Where are they? I'm lonely. Get out of that energy and heal yourself. Get out of that energy, okay? And start embracing your hermanism, okay? Start embracing your hermanism. Start embracing that, okay? That's the way to light. So, 0220, act on your idea. You have the benefit of good fortune. That is favor from divine source. That is favor from divine source. You have the benefit of good fortune. And if you use your wise judgment, every last one of these cards out here is talking about discernment, people. What's the title of this live? Every last one of these cards in some ways mentions discernment of some sort. You have the benefit of good fortune. And if you use your wise judgment, you can do anything. In this place, you can reach new heights spiritually. Frequency, frequency, frequency. Yeah. Zone in, hone in. Tamara, zone in, hone in. Yeah. 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 And congratulations. Congratulations. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Congratulations. Congratulations. Okay. You should act on your potential when you see the pattern sense. What you plan will grow. You're about to experience a spectacular ascent. Hot damn. Hot damn. Okay, so we have 2020 out here, okay? The last sentence on this 2020 angel number here, right here, you're welcome, you're welcome. Only one more week. Do it, girl. Only one more week. We just did a 7-day health challenge. One more week. Yeah, how sweet it is. Or how sweet it's going to be. Okay? So, the last sentence on this 2020 angel number says, your potential is enormous. Your potential is enormous. That's a great affirmation, Christine. I'm my own best company. Okay? I'm my own best friend. Isn't that a song? Somebody sings a song that has the lyrics, something like that. I'm my own best friend. I can hear it. I can hear it right now. I can hear it. I can hear it. Yeah, Beyonce. I don't support her, but I like the words to that song. Right? I'm my own best friend. Okay? And on the 0220, okay? Me, myself, and I, yeah, that's right. That's the name of the song, right? You're about to experience a spectacular ascent. You are about to experience a spectacular ascent, and your potential is enormous. Ooh, yeah, yeah. All of that. All of that. All of that. Divine source. Oh, shit. I'm looking down at the, look, I'm not even going to, look, I just picked the cards up. You see it sitting here? You see it sitting here? Take a look at this. Take a look at this. Angel number 111 is for intuition. Hot damn, use it. Hot damn, use it. Use it. Okay? Oh yeah, there's some Gen Xers in here. Yep, there's some Gen Xers in here. No doubt. No doubt, Tamara. No doubt. Okay? Intuition. Right here on top of this. Can't make this up. The way it flows, you can't make it up. The way it flows, you can't make it up. You can't make it up. Okay? I was shuffling these angel cards for how long? Then what fell out here? Everything's talking about focus on your craft, enormous potential. The benefits are great, tremendous potential. Everything is going to work out in your favor. Okay? Then we have you are in for a spectacular ascent. Everything out here. Everything out here. And then I look down as I stop shuffling the cards, lay them down. Angel number 111 for intuition. Okay? So, intuition. Let's go ahead and read this one. Since it's staring us in the face. Something could be staring you right in the face. Please do not ignore it. All right? Please, something could be staring you right in the face like this intuition card sitting here. Please, please, please do not ignore it. It's staring you right in the face. Right in the face. Okay? Don't be like, I know. No, no, no. That's not enough motivation. You need to do some solar plexus meditations. Solar plexus meditations. Okay? Go buy a gold crystal or a yellow crystal. Place it on your solar plexus. Place it just below your sternum, your rib cage. Okay? And do some meditations. Do some affirmation chants. Okay? Do some affirmation chants. Listen. Confirmation, B. Okay? As strong as you are. As strong as you are, B. Okay? Are you considered tall for a female, B? Are you considered tall for a female? Are you like 5'9", 5'10", B? How tall are you? And if not, that could be your spirit that I see. So we're going to read this intuition card. Okay? So, yeah. Okay? I am getting a mother energy, or at least a female energy, again, me seeing you through the spirit, B. But a statuesque type of woman, a very tall woman, or at least what would be considered tall for a female today. Okay? This could be your grandmother. This could be somebody else. Okay? All right? Oh yeah, of course, B. Of course, B. Cherie. Oh. So, intuition. Okay? 111. January 11th. 111. Capricorn. 111. Time to implement long cherished idea. If divine has to smack somebody in the face one more time about implementing whatever this is, this project, this craft, whatever, if divine has to smack somebody in the face one more time in this life, I don't know what's going to happen. Listen to me. Listen. Listen. Time to implement long cherished ideas. Put those projects, start. You don't know where to start? Look it up. You know what I'm saying? Look it up. Do your research. Divine is saying some of you are in hermit mode still only because You haven't done your homework on how to launch this idea. Some of you have done the spiritual work. Now it's time to go ahead and get back out there into society, and divine is saying, okay, so now you've done the spiritual work. Now it's time to go ahead and put some idea back into action, or a brand new idea into action. Now you know how you're going to be a service unto the world. Now you need to go ahead and implement these things. What are you going to do? For some of you, the only reason why you're still in hermit mode is because you are afraid to take the entrepreneurial leap. For some of you, the only reason why you are still in hermit mode is because you won't start your own. For some of you, the only reason why you're still on lockdown, it's not because you haven't meditated enough. It's not because you're not doing the spiritual work. It's because now you need to do the physical work. You need to go ahead and apply for the EIN, or whatever that's called in your country, employee identification number. Some of you need to, yeah, Sherry, your artwork is magnificent. Sherry, your artwork is magnificent and deserves and needs to be in a gallery somewhere, okay, of your own or someone else's who supports you in a high vibrational way, Sherry. Okay? So, this card says, time to implement long cherished ideas. You're on the right track toward making your dreams and visions a reality. The right people, circumstances, and resources are being sent to you. Happiness and new opportunities are at hand. Trust in the process. In order to trust in the process, or the way that you show you trust in the process, is by moving forward. You know how you know? Divine Source knows, your ancestors know, your spirit guides know when you're ready for the next step, the next level, because you have progressively moved forward. That's how they know, confirmation burp, when you're ready for the next step. That's how they know. Okay? So, I, like you, never know exactly what to expect, okay, when I come on these lives. I am divinely guided, as always. Oh, Charisse. Confirmation. Confirmation for you. 3764. Confirmation for you. Confirmation. 3764. Double portion. 37 plus 37 is 64. Or no, it's not. Sorry. All right. It's 74. Very insightful. Thank you, B. I want to go back to something for a moment. I want to perhaps give Charisse a hand, okay, and clearing some things out. Charisse said, I am stuck on what to do. Are you speaking of this physical thing, Charisse, and how to be a service to man? Okay, is this what you're speaking of? Okay, how to implement this, Charisse? Is that what you're speaking of? Oh, thank you so much, Inger. Thank you so much, and bless you as well. Bless you as well. Okay. All right. So yeah, before we go, Charisse, I am open to assisting you if you let me know. Okay. Oh, okay. So give me your options, Sharice. Okay. So what are give me the three things that you are considering. What are the three options you are considering at this time, Sharice? What are the three options? Don't go be a stripper. I know that's not one of the options, Sharice. I'm joking. Okay. So give me your three options, Sharice. Divine might have some insight for you here through me. Again, it's not me, and I take no credit. Okay? I thank Divine Source, just like Yeshua said. Okay? And just like Yeshua did. So what are your three options, Sharice? Okay, healthy. All right. Okay. So would you teach class, or would you make something like the Rebirth of Wisdom? Would you teach classes, okay, associated with the health? Or would you make something, grow something, okay? What would you teach? Yoga classes? What would it be? Exactly, B. Exactly. That's exactly. Yeah. What type of health? What's the health focus? Okay. Is it being a Reiki healer? Okay. What's the health focus? Okay. While she's typing that, again, I remind us, okay, email address is nehrupatah, NEHRUPTAH. If you would like to schedule a Reiki healing session, sign up for monthly, weekly, bi-weekly, and thank you to the divine being that kicked it into action. Again, that's a project that I've been sitting on, and I'm like, okay, when is the right time? When is the right time? When is the right time? So you could have someone come to you. Oh, mental health. Mental health. Very good. Very good. Okay. All right. So what are the other two? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that could be the way that some of you know the divine, right, is giving you a nudge, is when someone shows up and they're like, hey, do you sell those? Those are really good. Do you sell those? Wow, that's beautiful. Do you sell those? That could be the reason, and that could be the catalyst that gets things going. Okay? So part of the challenge, Sharice, could be that that's too broad. Okay? And I'm not sure what younger class means, but part of the reason could be because that's so broad. Perhaps you're needing to, at least to start, to narrow your focus. I remember when I decided to open my tax and accounting firm in Florida, I remember I was so excited and so eager. I remember I wanted to do everything. I wanted to do all of it. I wanted to do the bookkeeping. Then I wanted to do the marketing. Then I couldn't wait to do the taxes. I couldn't wait to meet with the business owners. Then I couldn't wait to do forensic accounting. Then I couldn't wait to work with CPAs and other and attorneys. Then I couldn't wait to work with nonprofits. But so it's so whoosh, you know what I mean? You're only one being, and there are only 24 hours in a day. Divine Source still needs you to focus, okay, and have focus for time for the spiritual side, okay, of your journey as you build earthly wealth. So part of it needs to be, or part of it could be, narrowing the focus to say everything is very broad, okay, very broad. So for some of you, yeah, okay. And again, it could be someone who's requesting something. That could be what kicks it into high gear. Vroom, vroom. That could be what does it. Okay? That could be what does it. Okay, okay. So I can see those things going together. I could see how helping someone with their mental health and exercise, I could see how those two could go together for sure. So you might need to start with just a couple of things and then broaden it, okay, as it grows, as your territory increases, okay? Divine knows that you cannot handle 500 clients today. So they give you 3. And then when you get to the point to where you can handle 500, you'll have 500. And then you can expand it into other things. Okay? So even though I looked forward to forensic accounting and all of that, forensic accounting I actually did not get into until the last 2 years of me being a tax accountant. Okay? And working with attorneys. I did not get into forensic accounting until the last 2 years of the 13 years. So, okay? And by the way, at some point in time, I got tired of the bookkeeping. That became monotonous to me to sit there with QuickBooks and just be like, debit, credit, journal entry, debit, credit. That got monotonous to me at a point in time. And I look to hire that out somewhere, or outsource that because, yeah, I got tired of that part of the occupation. So, okay? So it could be like that. You've given this amount of territory today to start, okay? And Divine Source will expand it as necessary, okay? And as you're ready. But yeah, I could see mental health and physical exercise going together for sure, okay? For sure. Because mental health or physical exercise, okay? Physical exercise is an outlet for mental health, okay? Is an outlet for mental health. We have a menace in reverse, so no more menace energy. I said don't open the door or the window for them. I said don't open the door or the window for them. You see that window? Don't even crack it open. Don't even answer the door. It came out in reverse. So no more menace energy. Okay? You could feel the karmic energy, okay, subsiding. You could currently feel, don't open the window for them. You see them peeking through the window? Don't open the window for them, okay? You might know a peeping Tom or Tom, okay? Don't open the window for them. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing, Sharice. If that's it. Sounds like there's nothing else, but yeah. Okay. Yep, devil in reverse. Ooh, we get the hallelujah shout. We get a hallelujah. The menace in reverse and the devil in reverse. We are stepping into something collective. We are stepping into something. We're all on different timelines, okay? But yeah, the overall energy is now it's time to step into something new. No more menace energy. That is subsiding. In reverse menace and the devil in reverse. That's good. That's good for you, collective. That's good for you. That's good for you. Okay? People can no longer block your manifestations. The devil can no longer block your manifestations or low vibrational energy, whoever the devil was coming through. Okay? Whoever the devil was coming through, low vibrational energy was coming through, Apophis, Apep. Those are all different names and forms of Lucifer. Okay? No longer blocking your manifestations out here. Okay? No longer. No longer. Ancestors are waiting for you. Ancestors are waiting for you. Okay? To do something. All 5 of those angel numbers spoke about doing something that you have the gifts, talents, and abilities to, and walking fully in it. All 5 of those angel numbers. Okay? So you need to snap into a Slim Jim. You know what I mean? You need to snap into it. Okay? Snap into it. Snap into it. Okay? Anything else, Divine Source, before we go? Anything else before we go? Anything else, Divine Source? Anything else before we go? Anything else? That could be it. No more menace, no more enemy coming to attack you. Not because they can't or won't come to attack you, but it's not touching you. You know, you're like Wonder Woman. You're like Wonder Woman, okay? Or Captain America with your shield, you know? Yeah. Okay. What's up? Keeping Up with Lady J. We are about to check out. Okay? We are about to check out. We've had a very good conversation. A very good conversation. Okay? All right? The devil can't dance anymore. Okay? The devil can't dance anymore. Yeah, Wonder Woman. The devil can't dance anymore. The devil can't dance anymore. All in reverse. Menace in reverse. Devil in reverse. Can't stop your manifestations. You are B, the big energy, or B. I said B. B is in here already. Keeping Up with Lady J. The big energy has been 1, discernment. Okay? Bless Yah, or Bless Yeah asked the question, how do you discern between someone who has your highest intentions at heart, and how do you distinguish between that and someone who is out to manipulate, deceive? Someone else asked, how do you tell the difference between anxiety and intuition? Okay? These are some of the questions that we spoke to this time around. Okay? We have 5 angel numbers out here, Keeping Up with Lady J. All of them speak to getting to work. The project that's in your heart, your desires, how will you serve the community? How will you serve? How will you now that you've ascended, now that you're in your North Node, divine masculine, divine feminine, males and females, how will you, Emperor, Empress, High Priest, High Priestess, now that you're in the spiritual work, now you need to go and implement this and become of a service to society, to the community, to the nations. Now, what are you going to do? All 5 of these angel numbers spoke to getting into action. Getting into action, okay? Putting it into action now. Putting it into action and coming into relationship for resources, people, all right? Ventures and opportunities, okay? That's going to help, okay? Some of you could be catapulted. This might require relocation. This might require relocation. Just looking over here. This could require relocation. This is on top of the stack. This could require relocation. So, don't be afraid to leave the neighborhood that you've been in for the last 20 years. Okay? Your grown-ass son or daughter, they'll be okay. Don't be afraid to leave the neighborhood you've been in for the last 30 years. Your grown-ass son or daughter, they'll be okay. Seriously, they'll be all right. You know what I mean? They'll be okay. Okay? Ooh, I said I was going to share a dream about a wolf. Okay? About wolves. Okay? So, this dream involves a gentleman whose name is Devante. I met Devante, this dream before we go. I met Devante in 2010. When I met Devante, he was a child. Okay? At that time, he's hopefully a mature and a man today, I don't know. Okay, Devontae's been through a lot because Devontae's made a lot of karmic choices. Again, journey. But when I met Devontae, Devontae was a kid. Okay, and Devontae, when I met him, very Christine. When I met when I met Devontae in 2010, pay attention to all that I say about the dream. Divine gives me dreams nearly every night. Nearly every night, esoteric travel or a dream nearly every night. Those of you who tune in on a regular basis, there's almost no live that I come on and I don't say I didn't have a dream. Like there's almost every there's I could take a nap, and have a dream. Like it's constant, constant. Okay. All right. There you go. And provide some additional income for you, and that would lessen your expenses, right? So, also, all right. Side note, before I get to the dream, the rest of the dream. Also, all right. Just a little tax advice. If you decide to rent out your home, okay, your rental expenses go on a schedule for your tax return. It would be wise to go ahead and get an EIN, okay? Even if it stays a sole proprietorship forever or an LLC forever, okay? File when you get that EIN, getting an employee identification number from the IRS, a business ID from the IRS in the United States is free, and it takes like 5 minutes. You can do that online. Get the number online, get the IRS EIN letter emailed to you. They will email it to you, and then they will mail you a hard copy. When you get that, keep track of every expense from the moment that you incorporate that, even if that's the only house that you ever rent out, even if that's the only house you ever rent out. Because if they put a hole in the wall and you have to pay that to get that wall replastered or drywall repaired, when you go to file your taxes next year, you can write that off. Okay? Once you get your EIN, and you can email me about these things, all right. Once you get your EIN and you are a single member LLC, okay, and you are all right LLC or whatever name you decide to pick, right, whatever that is, then file a 2553, form 2553, and request to be taxed as an S corporation. That will immediately put 15% more back in your pocket. Immediately, just because it's a different tax classification. Okay? When a single member LLC is taxed an additional 15% because of self-employment tax. Immediately do those steps. Save you a whole lot of money every 12 months. Every 12 months, even if that's the only property you ever rent. Okay? Or rent out. Okay? All right. So, this dream, Devontae. So, I was driving down the street, going down. I was in a wheeled vehicle. I don't know if I was on a motorcycle. I've had 5 motorcycles thus far this lifetime. I don't know if I was on a motor. I was in I was moving down the road, right? And Devontae was walking in the opposite direction. And I saw him. When I saw him, he was a kid. And again, today he's 20 something, okay? But when I saw him, he was a kid like he was back in 2010. When I met Devontae was a very loving, doting, caring, happy-go-lucky kid. Devontae would help you change the tire on your car. Devontae was like this perfect little boy. Perfect little boy. Like he was just And that doesn't mean he didn't do anything wrong. I mean, all kids have some sort of mischief in them or something, right? But he was a good, very good little kid. Again, very loving, very doting, very caring, right? Devontae got to high school, and high school turned Devontae out. Oh, okay, so there you go. Okay, all right. So, Devontae got to high school, started smoking weed, hanging out with the wrong crowd, stealing, breaking into houses. Like, it was such a 360 or such a 180. I have never in with these two eyes, I've never witnessed a kid make such a turn in such a short period of time. It was so fast. It was like his freshman year. He was the Devontae that we always knew. He got to his second year, his freshman year, second semester, and man, something happened. And again, he started breaking into houses, started stealing cars. He, of course, had no driver's license. He's driving other people's cars around. The complete 180, this kid. It was unbelievable. Disrespectful to his mother, cussing her out. I mean, just complete. It was unreal. I had never witnessed that ever in such a short period of time. Okay? How long is a semester? 8 weeks. Like, it was crazy. So in this dream, Devontae is going this way, going down the opposite side of the street. I see him, and I'm like, hey, D. I used to call him D. Okay? Hey, D. And he played football. I went to many of his football games, like Pee Wee League level football games. And I honestly believe he had the potential to be like the next Warren Sapp, the next Michael Strahan, for those of you who are familiar with those individuals. Okay? He had that type of football potential, but he threw it all away. And now, Devontae, for years now, diabetes has manifested in his body. And so now he deals with diabetes. Okay? He didn't have diabetes in 2010. Okay? So walking down this street, he is, and I see him. Okay? And I ask him how he's doing, or I don't know, right? And he gets around the corner. I'm still going down the road. He gets around the corner, and he says something like, living my life like it's golden, or something like that. Isn't that another Beyonce song? Damn it. I really try not to give her any energy, right? But walking around the corner, right? And then, whenever he says that, Jill Scott, thank you very much. Much better energy, Jill Scott. Much better energy. Much better energy, all right? Someone could be dealing with a Jill or a Scott, okay? And so, as he's walking around the corner telling me whatever energy it was, like whatever, and he looks at me and he gives me this smile, right? He had a great smile. And then these pack of wolves start chasing me, okay? A pack of wolves start chasing me, okay? After Devontae says this. And I'm not afraid of these wolves, okay? I'm kind of like swatting at them like, like this, and it had to be, I don't know, 6 or 7 wolves or something like that, right? At first they were a little aggressive, and then that aggression calmed down. And then they stopped chasing me, and then they just started walking. So, whatever that means, okay? The aggression subsiding, menace in reverse, devil in reverse, not stopping your manifestations with this 3 of Cups and your ancestors. Only you can stop the manifestations and what's meant for you. Nobody else. You made me miss. No, 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 no. No one can make you miss what is meant for you. No one can make you miss what is meant for you except for you. Except for you. Okay? No one can fuck up my journey except me. That's it. They can throw things at me. Yep, they can. They can cause delays. Yes, they can. But they can't cause me to miss what divine sources promised me. They can't cause me to miss what's in my Akashic records. Only I can do that. Only you can prevent forest fires. Only you can screw up your own journey. Only you. That's the message there. Okay? So, confirmation with the aggression subsiding. That is the overall message energy of this collective. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Again, my name is Nehru. I am an esoteric guide, spirit guide. Okay? And I was birthed on the 333rd day of the year this lifetime. This is my 10th and final journey to this planet. I will not be back again. There will not be a sequel. This is it. Okay? Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you so much for all of your love. Confirmation. Woo. Great love. That was a big burp. Thank you so much for your love. Thank you so much for tuning in. Those of you who did have an opportunity to tune into the Aquarian Gospel of Yeshua this morning at 10 o'clock, thank you so much for tuning in and giving your energy to that as well. All right. Thank you so much, the Rebirth of Wisdom. Okay. Great love for you, sunshine. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. I reciprocate the unconditional love that you send me, the virtual hugs that you send me. I give those to you as well. As always, I like to say, be encouraged.